guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. I'm going to give you a quick tip. I get a lot of questions from people who are new to mixed media and art journaling and, who aren't sure about, all the stamps and the stencils and how to get it, how to stamp and color in and all that kind of stuff. Now, you obviously could stamp this onto your page, and once you stamp it, you can color in all that deliciousness, and you can color it in with colored pencils, with watercolor, with acrylic paint, with gel pens, with whatever you want. Now, you want to make sure that you use a dye ink like Memento or StazOn. And there's other, I'm sure there's other names, other brands, but these are the two that I use mostly. You can use your water-soluble ink pads as well, but just know that you're not going to be able to work on top of it once you stamp. Is that a horrible thing? No, it can be the last thing that you do. The point is for you to kind of, get an idea of what you're working with and create. Now, I do this a lot in my mixed media. I love stamps. I have way too many stamps. So I'm just going to give you a little quick something. I've done this before, but I think it's wonderful. So no matter what stamp you have, I'm using a flower one. You can use an owl. You can use a circle. You can use an apple. You can use a whatever, leaves. Whatever you have, just coordinate the color that you're going to use with it. Now I'm using the fade-resistant dye ink Memento in Tuxedo Black, but you can use whatever you want. Now, I colored this with some light brown, honey brown, I think it is, acrylic paint, just so you can see a little bit better. Now, what I like to do is, if you have one, if you don't have one, don't worry about it, but just take a, just a pencil. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Well, I don't have a pencil. Here we go. Okay. And you can generally sketch this if you want. You don't have to. You can go and make this what they call freeform, or whatever word you want to say. But you're just you can see lightly the outline that I have there. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to take some pink paint, and I want to know generally where the stamp ends. Again, you don't have to do this. Play with it and see what you like the best. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some pink paint. And I'm going to get my brush. And I'm going to, now you can really shade this if you want, add some red. And you don't have to be spot on with the lines, painting in the lines. You just want to generally do it. Nothing too major. You can see it's a blob I'm making, just a blob. And if you're good at eyeing things, which I am not because my brain does not like to compute often, you definitely don't even have to draw the line. So once you have that in, and like I said, you can go in and add some red would be pretty, in there to, make a little bit of extra colors. You can mix. Let's see. I'll do it real quick just to show you before I dry it. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of red, and you can take your brush or finger, whatever you want, and you can see I'm just going to kind of, go with the flow of the red and just add it in as some different color swirling through, because flowers, as you know, and that's what this is going to be, have no rhyme or reason. They're just beautiful, and they come in a million different combinations that are just gorgeous. All right. Okay, so you get the point. I could sit here and play all day, but can you see kind of where we're going with the flower? Now I'm going to dry this. You're going to want to dry it because you don't want if it's not all the way dry and you want to stamp it and you like that look, which I like for grunge, you can make it a grunge flower, then by all means do that. But I want to dry this just for us for the most part. And if you don't have your heat gun, like I always say, use a hair dryer. And if you don't have a hair dryer, go to the thrift store. There are a couple bucks there and you can get it, and you have a great, cool, drying tool. The heat tool is fantastic, but you don't need it unless you're going to be embossing, which I can emboss this. That would be fun. Or you can just leave this sit for 10 minutes and it'll dry. Go on to something else, and I'm just a couple more seconds. I know it's not going to be all the way dry, but you're going to get the idea of what I'm saying. So I'm just kind of touching the big blobs I have to spread them out. Be careful if you do that because it's really hot. But I'm just going to kind of smear with my fingers a little bit just so it dries a little bit better for us. Alrighty then. Okay, now do you have to use permanent black? No, you can use whatever you want. If you want to use acrylic paint as this part, water down whatever color you want to use, just a little bit. You don't have to water it too much, but just so it'll spread on here very nicely. Stamp off on a scrap piece of paper, like in your art journal or something, to start, you know, some texture in there. And then your second stamp I would put in here. So I'm going to see what way this goes, and I can see it basically is going to go about like that. Okay, so I know that's how it's going to be. So I'll lift it up to stamp it. I'm going to take my stamp pad and I'm going to ink it up. And you don't have to be spot on. We're just playing. I mean, if you're very OCD about it, I know we all have OCD about different things, then make sure you're all... My ink pad's old, so I'm hoping that it gets all over here, but I'm going to make sure those outlines so you guys can see. All right. Now I'm going to take it. I know that's the bigger part over there. So I'm going to lay it down. Basically in those areas. You see? It doesn't have to be spot on. And I'm going to press it. And you can line it up way better than I did. Obviously I didn't. I don't care. And I'll show you what we can do if it bothers you. All right. Stamping it everywhere. And ta-da! We have this flower, which is like this. Now don't, you know, take this on another piece of paper and stamp it. And look, you're getting, and I'm just causing some nice backgrounds for my next mixed media piece. So that's always fun. Now, I love this. Now you can go in with your jelly pen or your jelly roll or your gel pens, or I love these Pico embellishments that you can go in with. You can leave it like this, whatever you want. Now, what I like to do sometimes, and I don't do it all the time, is I will take my, you can use a pen or your black marker like I have here. And if you don't like these outlines here of the pink, you know, going outside of this, you can go in and you can kind of draw and trace them if you want to make it, you know, a little bit more of the flower. You could do it very sketchy too. It just gives it a nice look. But it kind of blends that background in a little bit more as the flower. Right? Okay, you see we're kind of like bringing that together. And you can add more lines in. You know, whatever you want. Just see how we're doing? It's just adding a little bit more texture to it. Now you can use a thinner marker if you want. I'm just using what I have here, but you can see. Now what I like to do is take my hair dryer and dry this just a minute, especially if I'm going to do something right on it. Right on it, right on it. You guys know that song? Jam on it, jam on it. Say jam, jam on. See, y'all didn't know I could do that, right? Okay, so you see, just drying it real quick. And there you have your flower with your stamp. It could be a main flower, something cool. You can put a picture in here. You can do all kinds of stuff. Now you can go in and highlight if you want, and just take your, you know, your white pen or marker or paint, whatever you have, or whatever color you want. Maybe you want pink. Maybe you want glitter. And just go in and, you know, just add some lines just to help bring it to life, as they say. You want to do a little doodling in here. You could, you know, you could doodle a little bit, whatever you want. And I'm just going in. And like I said, right here, you know, my stamp didn't come out exactly what I wanted, but I'm okay. I'm just going in and going to do some highlights there. But like, if you don't like that, put a heart there, put a picture, do whatever you want. Draw a little face and glue that on there. It doesn't matter. Go in a magazine and get some. I just leave it alone because I think that nature is perfect and beautiful in its own way. And you can see I'm just kind of going in and just, I mean, very sketchy and very deliciousness. I love it. All right, so you can see, you get an idea. And you have a nice stamped flower. And like I said, you don't have to do this outline. You can just leave it the way it was. But I know some people get a little like fussy about, that bothers them. They like to have it all encased. And if you want to be really spot on, you can really be careful when you're laying down your color. Now you can see the difference of the colors in there of the red and the pink and how they mixed. And you can really play with that. Now, if you want to stamp, like watch, this is what I did over here. Oops, there goes that paper. If you want to stamp, like I just stamped, and you want to color that in, there is not a gosh darn thing wrong with that. Go to town and color in with your colored pencils. It is delicious and it's fun. And if you can't afford the coloring books out there, because I've seen some of them prices, and I don't understand why they charge so much for some of those coloring books. But and then you can just go in and color it yourself, so you can kind of make your own book. So I hope this, you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys try this. And like I said, you don't have to just use a flower. You can use an owl. You can use, an owl, a spider, leaves. I mean, there's a gazillion stamps, and you can use this for a gazillion ways. So, as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I love you guys so, so very much. And if you guys try this, please let me know, tag me, and let me know what you guys did and how you did and what you used. And please share this. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.